Hi, this is the presentation for the Fairlinked core workflow demo, and this workflow is the part where you actually verify your data. And this workflow includes four steps. The first step is to use MDS Onto and your data to generate a JSON LD metadata template. Um, this works by comparing the column names in your data with terms in MDS Onto and then generate a template where you can fill out any information about that column, like units or provenance information. The next step is to fill out that template and then combine that with your tabular data in order to generate verified JSON LD files. Um, and this function works by turning each row in the CSV into a new JSON LD file, and then all the rows in the same CSV will be put into the same directory. And then the next step is if you want to do any extra analysis, then you can turn your JSON LD files back into a tabular format, um, and then you do all of your analysis. And then after you're done, you can restart the workflow to get new JSON LD files that will include the results of your new analyses. Hi, this is the part of the presentation where I will show you what functions to use if you want to verify your data or deserialize JSON LD files back into CSVs. The first function to use is the JSON LD template generator, which has 5 arguments. The first argument is a CSV path, which specifies the path to your data CSV. The second one is the ontology graph argument, which takes in an RDF lib graph, which you can get from parsing the MDS onto turtle file using RDF lib library. The third argument, output path, is the specifies where you want to store your JSON LD files. The last two arguments, matched log path and unmatched log path, these two are for storing the terms that the function can find in MDS Onto based on the column names in your CSVs and also there's also the columns that the function cannot find the corresponding term in MDS Onto. And so I will run the cell, and as you can see, it will generate a template that looks like this. Um, I will have another video to show you how to fill in the template, but for now we will move on to the next function. And so I have already filled everything in, and so we can move on to the next function. So after you have filled out um, the JSON LD template, then you can use extract data from CSV in order to verify your data. And the way this function works is by turning each um, row in your CSV into JSON LD file. And all of the JSON LD files that came from the same CSV will be put into a single directory. So this function has 5 required arguments. The metadata template, which you have filled out and you have parsed using a Python library, JSON load. Um, and the next argument is um, the path to, again, to your CSV file. And row key calls, this will be a list of columns that you want to use as identification for the JSON LD files that you will generate using this function. ORCID is just your ORCID ID, and the output folder is where you want to save um, the JSON LD files. And so I will run cell, and this will generate um, a list of JSON LD files um, that that is verified. So after you have your a JSON LD directory, how do you turn this back into CSVs? This is where you use this function called JSON LD directory to CSV, and it includes um, three arguments. The first one is the directory with all of your JSON LDs. The output base name is um, the name you want to give to your CSV, and the output directory is where you want to store the CSV or the tabular data format. And so I can run this, which will generate the CSV file, and it will also generate um, arrow as well as Parquet if you have a use for it. Thank you.